called it the Suffering Podcast because of what I went through. I believe suffering is a good thing. I believe suffering is a word that if you embrace it and you identify the problems, you're going to be able to get through it.
What's up, folks? Welcome to another segment of Survive with DP. I am the aforementioned DP, aka Daspop, aka Jay Simino, and today I'd like to talk about pain, about suffering. It took me almost 20 years now to learn this, but I think I know the secret. Pain can't be avoided. There is no healing without it. There is no learning without it. For some of us that have crossed over into the world of post-traumatic stress, we often hide or flee from suffering. We find ourselves constantly a quarter step ahead of it, racing towards the finish line of our lives, and we never find that mental peace we're searching for. We just run out the clock under stress and duress, or maybe we beat the clock by ending it all tragically in what we believe to be the ultimate form of control, except it's not control. It's the exact opposite of control. It wasn't until I stopped running and turned around, turned inward, and faced the pain. I stared down that demon and realized he was just as afraid as I was. After all, he was me. He was that part of my brain that was unlocked on that awful night, Christmas Eve, 2006. So after almost 20 years, I went feral. I isolated. I lived out of my car for almost a year, not because I had nowhere to turn, but because I decided to give life one last shot, pun intended. And I knew I wasn't going to get out of hell till I turned inward and faced myself. So
I just walked out of the house. I went and lived in the woods for 3 days, hung out against a tree, took my cell phone, threw it in my car, parked my car in a different section, and I didn't want anybody to find me, and just thought. And I don't think I slept for 3 days because I had to get out of the house. Who are you going to talk to about this stuff? There's nobody who's going to understand you. Nobody's going to understand these random thoughts going on in your head, and you're not sleeping.
So I hunkered down. I stayed trapped in my own head. I stayed in windowless rooms and turned off all the lights. Why? Well, as a child, I was always afraid of the dark. As you get older, you grow out of it. Then post-traumatic stress comes along, and all of a sudden, I'm back in my childhood mind, and I can't be in the dark again. So I punished myself. In an old creaky building I was trying to run a podcast out of, I would lock myself in a room with no light for hours. No matter how creeped out I got from the noises or the pitter-patter of mice between the walls, I stayed in my mind and I fought every day. I didn't come out till I was ready. Actually, scratch that. I might have jumped the gun a little too soon, but I had an amazing opportunity to go out west and get out of my daily local routines where I had lived for 51 years. I had a chance to escape that bubble, and I took it. Perhaps I wasn't ready. And it hasn't been all gravy as far as my mind goes. I've had some serious ups and downs out here, but I'm also in a position I've never been in before. Here, I can be me without being judged or blamed or shamed. If I'm having an off day, I got the bedroom, all my DP Studios office right here, and even a nice personal cigar room that I can go and isolate in. And here, no one makes me out to be an asshole when I need that alone time. They don't take it personally as if I'm somehow targeting them. I'm given my space without blame or shame, and it feels good not to be surrounded by total narcissists as usual. But I chose to go feral because nothing else worked. I couldn't find help anywhere. I tried therapy again for the 100th time, I think. It was the worst experience ever. I even chose a doctor who was former law enforcement, figuring if anyone could get me, it's this guy. Was I fucking wrong? First off, there was no in-person sessions. It's all telehealth bullshit. I went to the guy for 3 sessions, and each session, all he did was read from a checklist. This guy had nothing original. It was all one-size-fits-all, multiple-choice questionnaire bullshit. 3 sessions in a row answering the same questions. And then at the end of the session, based on my answers, this dude is giving me pointers based on what the machine spit out to him. And then after expressing some really fucked up shit in that 3rd visit, he was like, okay, I'm going on vacation, so I'll call you in like 3 weeks. And I'm like, go fuck yourself, bro. This is what you call help? I should have known that as a former cop, this dude probably didn't study for therapist school. He was a talentless, uncreative piece of shit. 3 visits, and the guy never looked up at his camera once. So I guarantee you, he doesn't even know what I fucking look like. So then I decided to do something completely unorthodox. I decided to start an X account and film my shit and put it all out there. I didn't set out to specifically focus on mental health. It was more about leaving a trail of sorts. Weird, oddly humored vids, sometimes rage filled, but with humor as the ultimate goal. That was the anchor. I've always fought my demons through humor as deflection. It's my defense mechanism. I would embarrass myself to no end looking for a laugh because I can't be shamed. And if somehow I met my demise at my own hand, maybe a loved one would go through my old vids as a diary of sorts and see the ups and downs, and maybe they could figure out the puzzle, and in doing so, find a pattern that may end up helping someone else. Or not, but at least there was something out in the cosmos that captured it all. And if I happen to make it to old age and not succumb to my mind, then maybe there's a pattern and lessons to be learned in that too. I don't have that natural ability to go one-on-one with folks. I'm not a Kevin Donaldson, but I figured out a while back what he already knows. The path is through suffering. It can't be avoided. It has to be met head on. Stop running and face it. You'll find that the other half of your brain that is trying to control everything for the sole purpose of avoiding threats and hurt and loss is actually sabotaging you. Don't run from it. Don't avoid it. Embrace it. You'll find that your demon is just as scared at facing life as you are, and even more so. He's a total bitch that, just like you, is looking for guidance. So, put him on a fucking leash and begin to own your life. Do whatever it takes with 2 simple rules. You can't bring harm to yourself or others. No booze, no quick fixes, and more importantly, don't avoid suffering. Don't avoid pain. It's just like a gym routine. You can't build muscle without pain, and your brain is no different. So, before we end, a quick post from Dr. James D. Nickelodeon. Be careful when someone survives what was supposed to break them. They stop begging, they stop explaining, they stop seeking permission, they stop fearing rejection, they become comfortable alone. And once you stop needing to be understood, you become hard to control. With that, remember to stop, breathe, survive. Later, bitches!
Get him, Jay.
I'm not a cop.
You got DP'd.